You are now witnessing the 23rd interview on the Indies Corner podcast. You know who it is. I'm your host, the legend Todd Finney himself. In the building with me, I got a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome professional boxer Mojo Jones. Mojo, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
That's
Doing
good.
good. All right, before we get started, man, I just want to say, I appreciate you, taking the time to do this interview. You are the third fighter, from my Judder Promotions, to do this with me. So I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so I'm gonna start right from the beginning, man. You from Baltimore. Baltimore's a tough city like to grow up in. So tell us about your childhood.
It was pretty. It wasn't. I didn't really get into a lot of things. I was more so sports. I was focused in different sports. I wasn't really. I've been in this. I've been around the streets, but I really never like been in the streets. Doing nothing crazy. I was always focused. I was more so focused. Coming up, going to school and everything. So it was pretty cool.
All right, so okay. All right. So tell us like how you first got into sport of boxing. Were you doing any other sports prior to boxing?
Well, I was playing basketball. In the beginning, I played football. Went from I went from baseball to football, to basketball, then to boxing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got into boxing. Well, I was in boxing. I was training like in North Carolina. Then I moved up here, and like when I was in middle school, I had ran into this girl that boxed named Mia Killaby, and you know I was like amazed that she was a female boxer. So I'm like, man, I wanted to get in boxing. So my cousin, he had someone that was into boxing, one of his relatives, and they didn't take it as serious. So he decided to pay for my membership, for me to come up here to box, and that's how I got into the sport, and I just been at it since.
Okay, so you say you started in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
But
All
it
right.
wasn't like it is. It was nothing compared to up here. Like it was just more so like a workout type of thing. So I wasn't really learning punches or anything. It was just a boxing gym, and I just went in there and worked out.
Okay. Good. So tell us about your amateur career.
So I had about 30, about 35, 40 fights, 40 amateur fights. Been to the Golden Glove twice. Made it to the championship in one of them, and another one. I had I needed money, so work was more important. So
missed out on the final.
Yeah, I missed out on the. I didn't compete in the finals. Then I decided I'm gonna have an amateur fight, then turn pro. So
Okay. So who was your toughest opponent in the amateurs, and the guy that was your toughest opponent, is he a pro now?
well, I would say as a as a pro right now, in the amateurs, like I only remember like two guys that I fought that.
The guy from Philly.
Mm, no, I don't know.
Before Matt Rose Jr.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
He's pro.
I don't know if he's pro.
Yeah, but I fought this guy. I fought a guy. I think he in a different part of Maryland. He was my first fight. Yeah, your first fight always your toughest. His name was Trayvon Marshall. That was my first fight. I'm pretty sure you heard of Trayvon Marshall. Um, and the guy that I lost to in the Golden Gloves, which was my first time being in the Golden Gloves. I'm not sure what he's doing with his career right now, but his name was Blaze Fiddler. Yeah, so he won the Golden Glove.
All right. Okay. So your last fight, was July 20th. Maryland Live Casino. You had like a third round stoppage of your opponent, Ahmad Conte. Like, tell us about the fight.
I mean, man, we ain't really have any film on the guy. I was just looking to my corner, and finding holes, and trying to open them up. Working my jab. Just sticking to the game plan.
Yeah, once you got the first knockdown, did you like you had to fight in the bag? Did you know like yeah, you're gonna get him out of there eventually?
No, that wasn't even in my mind. It was just, once the fight is over, that's when I know I got it in the bag. Once his hand is raised, once my hand was raised, or when a ref raved the fight off, that's when I know, I got the fight in the bag. So I'm ready. I was ready for whatever else happened after that. But I just know I had to tell myself to stay patient. Not to get over aggressive. Don't get a crazy amount of energy to try to stop the dude. It's gonna come. So that's all.
Uh, so all your fights have been in your backyard except your first. So like, is it a lot of pressure fighting in your backyard, or is it just like it's another day at the office?
I mean, anywhere I fight, I feel like it's gonna be pressure, whether it's my backyard or not. Like I'm a fighter, so it's gonna be pressure. Going into the fight. So it's kind of normal to me.
All right. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the show. The Wire. I got a lot of the
Okay.
the seasons. On DVD. Like I noticed, Snoop was there supporting you. Like, do you
Yeah.
know Snoop on a personal level? And like, how does it feel? Having a famous actor. Giving you that kind of support.
It feels good. She's a friend of, well, she's related to one of my sponsors, and well, my only sponsor, the Stoners Table. And he brought her through, and after she saw my first fight, she became like, yeah, like I like Mojo, you feel me? And then after that, we became cool, and she support me, and he support me. The Stoners Table, they support me. Everybody supporting now, so they see, it's real. So
All
yeah.
right.
And
Okay.
see, the boxing scenes from The Wire came from me.
All right. Okay.
So
Wow.
when they started the boxing scenes in there in The Wire, they got that from me because in my organization, I have a after school program. So
Okay.
instead of them being in my gym, they went to the schools. So
Wow.
I talked with the producers and everything, and that's how that part got into The Wire.
Wow. Salute to you for that, man. That's a good show, man.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So you signed with Jeddah Promotions. He's been putting on fights, for like every couple months for like
Yeah.
years now. Like tell us like how you first got signed with like Jeddah Promotions.
Well, so when I first got signed, I believe it was about
Almost
last
3 years
year.
ago.
No, I got signed
Oh,
like last
yeah,
year.
about a couple of years,
Yeah.
going on 2 years.
Yeah. So he seen that I had talent after the first fight, and you know he wanted to build me up. And I wanted consistent fights, so we made it happen. He has a good platform. In Maryland, so he keep his fighters busy. You know.
Yeah, yeah, facts, man. Salute to him because like
Sure.
a lot of the biggest like fighters we like a lot of our favorite fighters only fighting once a year.
Yeah.
Year and a half, and we're not seeing enough action. So like, man, I gotta salute to him. Tip my hat up to him. Keeping his fighters busy. Fighting every few months.
Yeah, but see, a lot of times it has to do with the commission too.
Okay.
You know, because a lot of times they don't approve the fights, or you know, they put gaps in between when you can fight, and a lot of times they be complaining about them staying at the casino too long. So a lot of times they want to cut the rounds down, and when they cut the rounds down, sometimes they have to knock off some of the fights, or they don't have the fight.
Got you. Got you. That makes sense. So my very first interview was with professional boxing elite Titus out of Baltimore. And I also interviewed Destiny Day Owens. Have you ever like been in the gym or worked with either one of them?
Oh no, not sparring. But I've been around them when they've been working out. But
Mm, okay.
not sparring.
Right. All right. And like speaking of Destiny Day Owens, are you a big fan of women's boxing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So like, you know, when we think of like the big names in women's boxing, you know, we think of like Carissa Shields, Alicia Baumgartner, Savannah Marshall, like so my question to you is like only know of a few, you know, I know of a few female boxing trainers, like, but since you've been in the gym a lot, or is there a lot of boxing women boxing trainers?
Um, to be honest, not that I know of right now. Not a lot of women boxing trainers.
Yeah, you left out another name, the girl Franchon Cruz.
Okay, yeah, I follow her.
Yeah, well, I started her off. She started with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, salute to you for that, man. All right. Yeah, like so. All right, my next question: if we could get a big name fight right now, you know, like between Canelo and Benavidez, or Terrence Crawford and Jerron Boots Ennis, like which one would you take right now and why?
Um, hmm. I'll take I'll take the Terrence Crawford, Jerome Boots Ennis.
And what's your reason?
Yeah, because I feel like that'll be more exciting because it's like you want to know like the adjustments on how they would adjust to each other. Both of them switch hitters, you know. So it's like, how would that fight really play out? So yeah, I'll take the Terrence Crawford, Jerome Boots Ennis fight.
Yeah, and who you think wins? Who you think wins that fight if it happens?
Man, may the best man win.
All right, facts. Like so, like what advice would you give to a young upcoming amateur fighter? You know that could be on his way to turning pro. Like, what's the best like piece of advice that you could give to an upcoming fighter?
The best advice I can give is to stay disciplined, stay consistent, and listen.
All right, all right, cool. And you know, I watched your interview with Light Skin Lou, and
Yeah,
I see how you mentioned like when you was on your way to your debut fight that y'all broke down on the highway. Like
yeah,
tell us about that experience and what was going on in your mind at that time.
man. So we broke down on the highway, and we end up having to wait a day of the fight.
Wow.
So I had to wait. I had to maintain my weight. I was on weight, but I had to maintain it for an extra day. And then I had to eat the same day, so I really didn't get that rehydrate. But it seemed like every time something happens out of the blue, it's like it's a quick night, you know. So I think it's just I don't know, man. It's I only could thank God, but
Right. Like
that experience is and it's no joke, man.
right. Did that kind of distract you? Like, did that like kind of take your mind off like the fight completely, or like did you look at it like just a minor setback? We're gonna get there and we're gonna show
Yeah,
up and
no,
show
I
out.
mean not necessarily because we ain't drive out there for nothing. So we still had the mindset to fight, and once the fight was over, then we focused on other things, but mine was still focused on the fight. Still the weight still had to be made. So
Right. And Tank Davis, you know, he's one of the biggest fighters out of Baltimore. Like, have you ever got an opportunity to work with Tank Davis or ever?
no, no, not yet. I haven't had an opportunity,
Okay. All right. So
but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
okay. All right. So what's your thoughts on this recent fight that happened in the Olympics with a male boxer beating the female boxer and the female boxer broke down crying, like, and why do you think that was allowed to happen?
Man, I don't know, man. They got some things going on with that, but I don't think that should have been allowed. I don't think a male should be, fighting a woman as much as they claim domestic violence, and you have you have in the Olympics is crazy. So man,
Yeah,
it's just wild.
yeah. Facts,
That's domestic violence right there. There ain't no
facts,
boxing match.
facts. Yeah. All right. So what's something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
Um, I don't know. I like to eat.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right, now I see that you're in the gym now. Like, do you like focus on one gym, or do you train at like multiple gyms, or do you like just stay in one
No,
spot?
I'm in one, you know, I'm in one gym, training in one gym 90 to 95% of the time to
Okay,
100% of the time.
okay, all right, cool. All right, now last question. I know your next fight is coming up in a few months. Give us the date. Where it's going to be at, what the fans can expect, when you're going to have tickets.
So I'm not sure when I will have tickets, but I know the date is I believe November 9th, and you know you can expect the Mojo. Let Mojo handle it, man.
All right, cool. We got a couple comments. All right, we got a couple comments. I'm gonna just read these before before we close it out.
Okay.
Yeah, Bruce Gas in the building. He said, "Salute the English Corner Podcast. Salute to
Yes,
Bruce
sir.
Gas." And the guy, his name's CRG. Salute to him tuning in. He says, "What weight do you weigh? What weight do you weigh on fight night?"
180, 185.
185.
Yeah.
All right, but what weight do you actually fight at though?
140.
Okay. So you just playing, or you actually weigh
Yeah,
that
I
much?
don't weigh no 185, man. I ain't game
Okay,
for
yeah.
that. I'm just playing.
Yeah, yeah. I like
Yeah, but it's not a crazy. It's not a quick. It's about between 150, 155.
Okay, cool. And is there any names that you like? I don't know what your style is, if you like to call out fighters, but is there any names that you would like to target eventually down the road?
Not necessarily. You know, I'm just taking one fight at a time. You know, let
Okay,
my manager, you know, do his job, and I'm doing mine.
okay, cool. All right, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. Anything special that y'all gonna be working on in the gym today?
This interview.
Cool.
No, man. You know, I had a long day. You know, but it's always good to stop by the gym. If I plan on not training, it's good to stop by the gym. You know, say what's up to everybody, because man, I'll be missing the gym. But besides that, I do want to give a shout out to Jeter Promotions, and I want to give a shout out to your podcast. What's the
In this
name?
corner.
Say it again.
In this corner.
In this corner podcast, I want to give a shout out. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
And I want to shout out my sponsor, the Stoners Table, and my coach right here, man.
Trainer.
The
I'm
one,
not a coach. I'm a trainer.
Trainer,
Okay.
whatever you want him to be, he's that.
I'm a trainer, not a coach.
All right. And I say, salute to y'all for doing y'all's thing, man. Y'all been on a nice run, and I'm definitely going to be in the building, for the fight in November.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
All right, and like give us your social media before we close it out.
So my YouTube is my full name is Ahmad Muhammad Jones. My Instagram is Team Mojo. It's TEAMOJO1.
All right.
Yeah. And you can follow my videos or whatever I post, upload on Facebook, at the same as my full name, and on YouTube, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay up to date to everything that I got coming up.
All right, for sure. Definitely gonna do that for sure, man. Like y'all know where I'm at, man. I'm on IG, the Legend 3347. I'm on Facebook at Cy Finney. You guys just witnessed the 23rd interview on the In This Corner podcast. On that note, we out.
Peace. Yes, sir.